Think of the US housing market as a giant, ever-changing claymation project, a collection of all the homes for sale and all the people who want to buy them. It's not just about numbers, it's about where we live, work, and grow. Lately, everyone's talking about the housing market because prices have shot up, making people wonder if they're too high. The cost of a home affects everyone, shaping family budgets and the dream of homeownership. Picture a giant balancing scale on one side, the number of homes for sale, supply, on the other, all the people who want to buy, demand. Recently, demand has far outpaced supply, pushing prices into territory that feels out of reach for many. This isn't just a headline, it's a real-life experiment shaping our neighborhoods and futures. Is the market truly overpriced? That's the big question. We'll break down the numbers, explore the causes, and see how this claymation city is being molded. By examining the clues, we can start to piece together what's really going on with the cost of homes in America. Let's dive in and see what the puzzle reveals. Let's look at the numbers. In early 2020, the typical US home cost much less than it does today. By 2025, the average price soared to over $530,000, a huge jump in just a few years. Home prices have been rising much faster than people's paychecks. For a healthy market, prices and incomes should grow together, but that hasn't happened. The gap between what homes cost and what people earn is the heart of the affordability crisis. Today, homeowners spend nearly 36% of their income on housing, up from less than a quarter just a few years ago. Renters aren't spared either, with about 32% of income going to rent. In some cities, people spend over 2/3 of their paycheck just to keep a roof over their heads. This isn't just a small change, it's a massive shift in how much families can afford. The dance between prices and paychecks is out of sync, leaving many struggling to keep up. The numbers make it clear entering the housing market is harder than ever. The affordability squeeze is real, and it's reshaping the American dream. So what's driving these sky-high prices? What's making home prices bubble up? Three main factors: a shortage of homes, high borrowing costs, and competition from investors. First, there simply aren't enough homes for sale. Builders can't keep up, and many homeowners are staying put to keep their low mortgage rates. Second, mortgage rates are high, around 7%, making monthly payments much steeper. Third, big investors are buying up homes, especially in fast-growing areas, turning them into rentals and outbidding regular families. These forces combine to create a perfect storm: not enough homes, expensive loans, and extra competition. The result? Prices stay high, and the average person finds it harder to buy. Each factor feeds the others, keeping supply low and prices high. It's a tough cycle to break, but understanding it is the first step. So, how does this play out across the country? The housing market story changes from city to city. In places like Manhattan and San Jose, average home prices are in the millions, driven by high-paying jobs and limited supply. Honolulu and parts of Hawaii face even more extreme affordability issues, especially after recent disasters reduced housing stock. In some areas, mortgage payments can exceed the average monthly income, but not everywhere is red hot. Cities in the Midwest and Northeast remain much more affordable, with prices closer to local incomes. The result is a nation divided. In some cities, families can buy homes comfortably. In others, it's nearly impossible. The gap between owning and renting is also stark. Owning can be 50% more expensive than renting in places like California and Hawaii. This isn't a one-size-fits-all crisis, it's a patchwork of extremes. The clay landscape is flat in some places, impossibly steep in others. Where you live makes all the difference, and for many, the struggle to buy a home is only getting harder. Owning a home has long been part of the American dream, but today, that dream feels out of reach for many. Sky-high prices and steep mortgage rates create huge barriers, especially for first-time buyers. Saving for a down payment is harder than ever, and monthly payments are much higher than just a few years ago. Many are forced to buy smaller homes, move far away, or give up on buying altogether. This struggle delays life milestones and leaves people feeling stuck, living with parents longer or renting with little hope of saving. It's not just a financial issue, it's emotional too. Teachers, nurses, and firefighters often can't afford to live in the communities they serve. The dream of homeownership now feels like a lottery, not a reward for hard work. For many, the door to their dream home is locked, and the key is just too expensive. So what do the experts think comes next? Experts agree. A dramatic crash like 2008 is unlikely. Lending standards are stricter, and homeowners are on stronger financial footing. Most economists predict a soft landing, prices flattening or seeing small declines, especially in overheated markets. Studies show over half of major U.S. cities are overvalued by at least 25%, but the persistent lack of supply keeps prices from falling much. The future depends on key variables: interest rates and the overall economy. If rates drop, mortgages could become more affordable, but prices might heat up again. A strong job market supports prices. A recession could cool demand. The consensus: stability, not a return to pre-2020 prices. The market is pausing to catch its breath. Looking ahead, the housing market's path will likely be slow and gradual, not a sudden drop. In overheated markets, prices may cool, while stable areas might just hold steady. The key is patience. Unwinding years of rapid growth takes time. Increasing the supply of homes is crucial. Some states are changing laws to make building easier. If prices stabilize and mortgage rates fall, homeownership could become more attainable. The frantic pace may subside, leading to a calmer, more predictable process. The market is stretched and overpriced, but a necessary correction is underway. For a healthy future, we need more homes, rising incomes, and fairer opportunities. The next chapter depends on the choices we make, as builders, buyers, and communities. The Claymation City's future is still being shaped by all of us.